Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, commonly known as AOPA, recently released a study in 2024 that 80% of student pilots drop out of flight training. Can we get a moment of silence for the fallen pilots? It's sad. It's really sad. And though some of those reasons, like medical or mental health issues, sometimes there can be nothing done about that. A lot of the reasons why people drop out of flight school are preventable. I have some opinions, so let's talk about it. I completed all my flight training in just over a year, and I've seen people make it and I've seen people drop out, personal friends of mine, and it's really sad and it's really disheartening, especially when you feel like someone was better than you or had more potential than you, and their funds were mismanaged or they didn't take the appropriate actions during flight training that could have made a big difference in their success. If you haven't started flight training yet, the first thing that you're wanting to go do to potentially save yourself a lot of money is go get a medical. Go see an AME and get your medical. You need that medical for your flight training and you need it as a career pilot. It is good to know as soon as possible if you are going to be medically okay through flight training, because having to stop halfway through or get a call from somebody that you don't want to get a call from someday because there was a red flag in your medical records, that's no bueno. We don't want that. Not good. So go see an AME if you haven't started flight training yet. Okay, so now we're in flight training. How do you not become a statistic? There are a couple things here you should take very seriously. Number one, whatever you are being quoted for your flight training, you are going to want to add a significant buffer to that. And there are 100 reasons why, but you need to realize what they are quoting you is best case scenario, no problems, no delays, no DPE waits, and the price that they are quoting you is not including everything that you will need for flight training. That is just a ballpark, like, hey, this is the absolute minimum amount that it is going to take to get through flight training, sometimes not including all of the things that you need, like the cost for a DPE and the airplane rental for that. Also, probably not even including the exams that you need to take. Go into flight training with that idea of a budget in mind. Another thing is take it seriously from the very beginning. Take it so seriously, like you've never taken anything so seriously in your life. If you have a start time of 10 a.m., if you can be there at 8 preparing for the lesson in the flight that day, that is going to help you. Do not sleep in. Do not miss lessons. Do not miss flights. That is the easiest way to burn through money. In my entire flight training, I have never once called out of a flight or not been able to make it because I forgot about it or I was unprepared. I took it very seriously, and no-shows are just not cool, and you are literally just burning through money. Also, you're probably going to lose the respect of your CFI if you are constantly no-showing. All right, my next point. When you are in flight training, you are 100% responsible for your success, meaning that you need to be the manager of your flight training, and you also need to be the person needing to complete the tasks in whatever lesson it is that you're doing. It's weird, but you are your own manager and you are the student, because you need to advocate for yourself, because there's going to be things in flight training that you're going to need to push for. So for example, like a CFI mismatch, this is a really common one. You need to have a good relationship with your CFI. Now, that doesn't mean that you guys need to be best friends, but you need to have respect for each other and you need to have trust. If you do not trust the person sitting next to you in the plane, that is just a terrible situation that you're setting yourself up for to learn. Your learning will be greatly hindered if you do not have trust and respect for your CFI. You guys are a team. You need to work together. And if there is something going on that is not leading to that, you need to start looking for a new one. Do not waste possibly thousands of dollars with the wrong person. That could extend your training way past the time just because you and another person aren't clicking. And that could also just lead to stagnation in learning and lessons. All right, my last point. If you are going into a new license or rating, you are going to want to do as much of the groundwork as possible before you start. That means getting all of your exams and writtens done. That means doing any online programs that need completed before the start of school. You don't want to be working through that through your rating or license. It's only going to slow you down in a time when you need to be focused on training. As much knowledge as you can get into your brain before you start. I always say if you could get like 70% of the ground done, take a month, take 2 months, study, then start whatever it is that you want to go do, because at that point you're setting yourself up for success with your CFI, because now you're going to be able to go in and they're going to be able to talk to you and answer any questions that you didn't understand in your own self-study, and then you're going to be able to focus on the flying, which for most people is the hard part. I am telling you this because that was not the approach that I took. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had a little bit of an idea, but most people think that you go into flight training and you learn along the way. That is true. But if you can go into any of this, doing as much work as possible before you start, you are going to save yourself money, because redos are going to be the death of your flight training bank account. I am so serious. You want to avoid redos as much as possible. So getting the ground knowledge done and just focusing on the flight portion also is going to help you in the flying, duh. If you know what's going on in the ground, you're going to know what's going on in the flight. See how that makes sense? All right, that's probably all I should talk about for now, because I could yap about this for hours, but these are the conversations that I have with people, mostly in my personal messages, so just wanted to go ahead and put that out there.